Hello and welcome to the Council of Titos, the only show on the Laro-Laro lang channel where Titos talk about the reality TV show and social experiment that has run for over 25 years, Survivor. My name is Chief Bisdak Joe Parcon, and with me, as always, is Juxtapotito Jao Atienza. Hey Jao, how are you doing?
Oh man, it took us 3 episodes, four
Yeah,
episodes to remember all of that, to
yeah.
bring it all back. I'm good. I'm good. It's been a little chilly in the Philippines, which is kind of
Mm-hmm.
weird for us, yeah.
Yeah,
And it's like you were saying, it's chillier up in Manila, like jacket weather.
yeah. I mean, in Baguio, it's gotten to as low as 9 degrees. And
Dang.
yeah, here in the metro, in QC in Quezon City, it went down to I think 17 yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah, that's really low
all
for like
right.
the city.
Yeah, yeah. So like what we lose in paying in our gasoline, we make up for in electric bills.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's that's the world balancing itself.
Yeah.
Let's we can choose to believe that, and we will believe it
Yeah.
that way. But
Kids these
for
days call that copium. We
yeah,
take a
copium.
lot of copium.
That's right. We're doing a lot of that. Anyway, for this episode, we are going to talk about Survivor Season 50, Episode 3, entitled Did You Vote for a Swap? But before we begin, please, of course, hit the like and subscribe button if you want to stay updated with our weekly excuse to catch up. And so, without further ado, let's begin. So, but yeah, I guess we should start with we did get it. I mean, it was Hubicki once again.
Yes, yes, it was Hubie. Well, actually, when I was watching the episode, I was like, wow, we got it basically spot on. Like
Uh-huh.
like it was Hubicki and it was a line on the mat. You did specifically mention that it was being on the mat.
Mhm.
And I do remember us saying that if Vatu went to tribal council, Stephanie or Q were going to be in trouble.
Mm. Yeah.
So,
So yeah,
hey.
we are survivor gods. We can predict these things, and we unlike some of the the YouTubers. I don't know if it happens also for Survivor, but for other content and shows, the studios usually give them the first 3 episodes. No, we are not at that level. We do not
Yeah,
get episodes ahead of time.
yeah. I wish we did.
Yeah,
Uh, maybe, dear listener, if you like it, subscribe,
yeah.
share it.
Share.
What's it? Like that French guy cooking says, spread it like butter. That
There you go.
sounds.
Spread it like butter.
But then we're not a cooking channel, so I don't know. I don't know. Spread it like fire.
Like
That
fire.
isn't
Yeah, there you go.
that
But
that isn't
it's
great
that's
either.
not good for an island. Anyway,
All right.
speaking of Hubicki, he's been getting a sin. Still, he has still gotten a lot of focus in this
Yeah.
episode. Right?
Yeah.
It's still the Hubicki first 3 episodes, and this is my question. We're gonna do that now. We've got
Mm.
questions. Is the early focus on Professor Christian Hubicki a death sentence on his game?
Mm. Hmm. You know, history the more recent the more recent seasons have kind of been like that, right?
Yeah.
Where everybody that had a very heavy sort of focus early on was pretty much like the pre-merge flameout.
Yeah, it's usually like, oh, you're the early favorite, but they usually fade out midway, and then a new favorite comes out, right?
Yeah. Hmm. I think again, copium, right? Um, what do we call it? Because of the fact that this is the largest season of Survivor in terms of cast ever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say that this is the first time that the editors are having to deal with this style of editing.
Oh,
So perhaps everything that we know from the past is thrown out the window simply because of the larger cast. Hmm.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, and also also because he's your winner pick, right?
Yes. Yes. I mean, we've kind of yeah, the editors could be like resigned to the fact that they're not going to be able to get the usual like focus on everybody that they do. So we might
Hmm.
as well go all in with editing our winner right from the beginning. It's sort of like D, where it was pretty evident early on
Hmm.
that she was going to be a winner, right?
Hmm.
Because I guess sometimes, right, like the editors or Survivor kind of fluctuates between like the winner being rather obvious and like the winner being kind of hidden,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. For every Ali Gabler, you've got D. Yeah,
Yeah.
just to because we don't have our historian, we still don't have our historian, although we will be hearing from him later on. Historically, I've got three examples here. They're all from the old era. Early favorites that got booted. One is Dina Bennett from Amazon. She
Mm-hmm.
featured heavily as a narrator and strategic player, but was voted
Okay.
out shortly after merge. Narrator and strategic player sounds like someone we know. And then we've got Michaela Bradshaw from Gen X versus Millennials. She was also a strategic and
Mm.
hardworking player, but got blindsided pre-merge. And then last, I've got Vitas Baskauskas in Blood versus Water.
All right.
I remember this one. He was a central character early, but was also out early. So that's
Mm.
historically, we've got that. We've got that.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we have Banu.
Mhm.
Not necessarily a strategic player,
Uh-huh.
shall we say, but very much the focus of the
Hmm.
early game.
Hmm.
Um, but then on the flip side, we have like Joe, who made it all
Mm.
the way to final three,
Yeah.
while having a very big edit even from the beginning.
Mm.
So we could see a top three for Christian.
Yeah, that's
He did,
true.
you know. Yeah.
Or we could see him win, just like Tony Vlachos in Winners at War.
Yeah.
He, according to my Google research, he had one of the highest confessional counts throughout the season, and he won the whole thing. Right?
Okay. So what we're saying is that Christian Hubicki is the next Tony Vlachos. Got it.
Yeah, he's gonna come up
Yes.
with spy drones now.
Yes.
He's gonna
I mean,
find a way to get robotics on the island and make a drone.
yeah, he's gonna create like a robot on the island
Hmm.
that calls Siri Lola in the morning.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Yeah, Lola, I'm just going out for my reconnaissance. Right?
uh, but yeah, that's actually something that does worry me.
Hmm.
And say like with somebody like Tiffany,
Mm.
who hasn't got very much of an edit, like it's either she's Purple Kelly or she is Genevieve from
Mm.
46, I believe.
46, yeah.
Right? Where she got like basically nothing in the beginning and then went on to become like a favorite basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was the reason she's in 50.
Yeah, but there, no? So it could go either way with it could go either way, I guess, with Professor Hubicki. What about you, dear listener? What do you think
Hmm.
is his very big edit a death knell, or are the Survivor editors doing one of those? We're making the winner fairly obvious from the beginning.
Yeah, it is an iconic season, and they might be going for something obvious this time, right?
Yeah,
Because probably because he throughout the season he gives an iconic quote unquote performance.
yeah. Iconic is I wanted to bring it back to the whole scatological thing, but no.
Well, that was
We
iconic.
won't. We won't do that. We won't do that.
He's had a lot of iconic moments already. The scatological flare up, and then getting diverting attention from everyone else so that Devins could plant that. Uh, it's not a fake idol. It's just the parchment, right? They didn't
Yeah,
make an
yeah,
idol. It's just so weird
yeah,
how they're gonna pull that off. I'm still waiting to see how they're gonna pull that off. Yeah.
yeah. And his when they were talking about when they were telling Suri about the
Mm,
boomerang oh, we have to say it, the Billie Eilish
the Billie
boomerang
Eilish.
idol,
Yeah.
right? And like Hibicki's face, like oh, he should be a regular on White Lotus season 4.
Yeah, he ought to be. I mean, well, he's on the same tribe as Mike White again, so uh, Mike White might see that and think that as his audition, right?
Didn't Hibiki have like a well, yeah, he had a cameo, right? In White Lotus.
Did he already?
I
I've o-
believe
I,
so.
I've only seen, well, because it was also shown in the episode. Angelina and that other one. There were two of them that had that. They were, yeah, those were two. I don't. I
Mhm.
know that each season has a Survivor cameo.
Yeah, yeah, he apparently he did.
Oh, which one? The Italy one?
Uh,
It was Hawaii, Italy, and Thailand.
Thailand, right?
Yeah.
Um, is where is the? Well, I should know this. I should know this, but I don't know. Um, season 3,
Oh,
episode
Thailand.
5.
Oh,
Yeah, Thailand.
I
There
did
we
not
go.
clock him. Yeah.
Uh,
An excuse
anyway,
to watch it again.
yeah, yeah. So there we go. Um, speaking of iconic stuff
Mm.
that may or may not be good, I guess is not good. What did you think of the rap?
I have that in my notes here. Yeah. Uh, yeah, let's go through it. Just in case our viewers or listeners did not quite get what Jeff was rapping, here are the lyrics to that rap.
Oh, good Lord.
Now this season is in the hands of the fans. They're calling the shots. It's out of our hands. They picked the buffs you're wearing today and the rise in supply, so they said no way. And now it's time to drop another fan vote. This the dangerous kind. This one will cut your throat. So are you ready to drop your plans? Are you ready to drop your hands? Are you ready to drop your bluffs? Because the fans have spoken. It's time to drop your buffs.
Did we vote for a rap?
Oh my God.
The only rap I care about is Rob has a podcast. Sorry.
There you go. Yeah. That's probably his call out to Rob has a podcast. Well,
Right,
without the H.
that's what I'm believing. That's what
Hmm.
I'm believing.
Hmm.
Even though people pronounce it like
Because
R
he,
rap, right? It's still rap
yeah.
in my mind. So
Yeah, for me too.
the only rap that I acknowledge in the Survivor like world is Rob has a podcast and the Ponderosa song.
Yeah. I mean, give us a Ponderosa song more than this, man. Those first two lines. Now this season is in the hands of the fans. They're calling the shots. It's out of our hands. Wow, he couldn't find another rhyme for fans, huh? He had to use hands again. If it had been a well written rap, it probably would have been okay.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, 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 yeah, yeah. Call me Sammy Sosa.
Right, yeah, that one. That from the Ponderosa. From the
Yeah.
Ponderosa rap. But
Like I said,
um
the only two
yeah.
raps that I care
Yeah.
about are Rob has a podcast and Ponderosa.
Yeah, and this is actually I've got a question about that. We have seen, especially in the new era, where and this is one of the gripes of the older players, right? About
Mhm.
Survivor. It's that it's become too nice. uh, and production has focused a little too much on it being a game more than it being like that experience where you really have to try and survive,
Mm.
right? And we're seeing, I mean, they're pulling back the curtain more and more. We saw this season for the first time that they had safety swimmers,
Yeah.
right? And we're seeing a lot of that, the other side of the production. And we've been seeing that in previous seasons in the new era where producers would start asking, would start you would hear the producers during the
Yeah,
episode.
the first time was with Carolyn, right? That was the
Yeah,
first time we ever heard her producer.
yeah. And then we've
Yeah.
kept hearing it. And then for this season, Hubicki has been directly talking to producers while why and it's not during a confessional,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. But then that's sort of like what's it, right? That's a larger trend around media, right?
Mm. Breaking
You
the
know?
fourth wall.
Yeah, yeah, like fourth wall breaks are um really big, have been a big media trend, right?
Mm.
I don't know if I don't know if
I don't know where in reality TV or.
in general, like um we keep on talking about how media has kind of lost a sense of earnestness to it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like that's why Superman was such a big thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest superhero or the biggest genre in the past couple of decades has been the superhero genre, but you always have a sort of wink and a nod, like, yeah, we know this is ridiculous, that sort of
Mm.
thing. And to that whole kind of fourth wall breaking, like, yeah, audience, we know, like that's something that we see throughout media.
Mm.
The end of She-Hulk is sort of
Oh yeah.
you know the clearest kind of representation of that. Deadpool as well,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Deadpool is like super popular now. So yeah, the whole wink and a nod thing, you see it in the little jokes in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and all of that. And that is a little bit of a trend across media now. Particularly with things like YouTube where people are talking directly to the audience,
Mm-hmm.
and like a lot of the people that sort of create more traditional media have platforms such as Instagram,
Mm.
YouTube, TikTok, whatever, where they do have a little bit more of a peek behind the curtain, and an audience, and a chunk of the audience is sort of smart to what goes on
Mm.
in the production of reality show, of a television series, even like WWE. Um, the more recent um special presentations or whatever they're called, like have been straight up breaking kayfabe. So,
Mm.
you know, peek behind the curtain type stuff. Um, sort of, sort of mixing kayfabe with reality.
Wait, for those of like me, what is kayfabe?
Um, it's
Does it stand for
the
anything?
no, it's sort of like the illusion of truth in wrestling,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So, the idea that the bad guy has to be a bad guy outside of
Mm.
like the wrestling show, and the good guy
Mm-hmm.
has to be the good guy outside of the wrestling show. Like people aren't supposed to know that it's fake.
Yeah.
Kayfabe is sort of the wrestlers acting like it's real.
Okay.
And breaking kayfabe is, well, it used to be like the mortal sin of professional wrestling,
Mm-hmm.
but nowadays, people know what heels and faces are. People
Uh-huh.
know what a work is. People know all of this stuff, and so WWE kind of leans into it, and I'm guessing that Survivor is also kind of leaning into it as part of a larger trend in media.
So they're just changing with the times. You're saying,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if we're
yeah,
talking about the breaking the fourth wall, the
yeah.
peek behind the curtain stuff, like, yeah, I really do think that this is them speaking to a more educated audience.
Mm, mm,
Uh, it does have its positives, it does have its negatives. Again, this is why I liked Superman so much. It was just straightforward, it was earnest, it was, um, it was honor and integrity.
mm,
Uh, but yeah, it was just, it was what it was, and it wasn't a wink and a nod to the audience saying
mm.
that we know that this is silly. It was basically James Gunn telling the audience, this is what it is, take it or leave it. So it could be this whole breaking the fourth wall, I see you audience can be really good. Deadpool
Mhm.
is among the best superhero movies like ever, but then so is Superman. So I don't know where we are on this, but
I
um,
guess both have their niche, right?
yeah,
Both have their place. I'm
yeah,
just a little concerned with how it seems that Survivor has become more leaning more on it becoming a game, being a game, not becoming, being a game.
mm,
And it's also seen in players like Rizzo, right? Who knows it's a
yeah,
game, right? And really it's just playing the game more than
yeah,
that whole thing, the whole mantra of outwit, outplay, outlast sort of loses a lot of the weight because people
mm,
know it's a game. So you just really just outgame your your competitors, right?
yeah. But
Yeah.
isn't that like the thing though with like returning seasons or with returning player seasons? Like there is much less latitude for the producers to kind of keep the illusion alive, keep kayfabe,
Mm.
keep kayfabe
Mm,
alive,
okay.
because you do have on the one hand like players that have been there before, they
Hmm.
kind of know the ins and outs of everything that's going on.
Hmm.
And like the more recent trend of casting fans in the game, like it kind of
Yeah.
it's kind of it's by definition an ICU
Mm.
kind of thing. So I guess that's just how it is now. Mm.
But in a
It's still a
way,
great show
yeah,
though.
it's still a
Just
great show.
saying.
Yeah, in a way though, it's like just like what Genevieve said in her confessional. It's like the fact that this is, was it Genevieve, or yeah, it was Genevieve. It was either Genevieve or Charlie. The fact that this season is in the hands of the fans, meaning that there's a
Quote
that
unquote.
that yeah, quote unquote, there's there's that element of uncertainty as to what's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
So say for example, if Jeff hadn't done that rap, uh, and just dropped the bomb on them, although they weird that they were able to pick out that it was going to be a tribe swap off of that tree mail, right?
Yeah. Emily, huh?
Emily, it's probably because of her experience. Okay, this is day number, and we usually have a tribe swap at this day,
But that was
right?
kind of early for a tribe swap, was it not?
How many days have they been on the island? Around four, five,
6 days,
six?
seven,
Yeah,
6. Yeah.
out of 26. Yeah,
3 after 2 boots
yeah, around
and
maybe six.
1 medevac.
Yeah,
I
within
don't
a
know.
week. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, again, I took notes. I took notes. This was the tree mail. Each player has unique value, so utilize the talents you've got. When the dust settles on the beach today, some will be richer and some will be not. How do
Yeah.
you pick out Tribe swap.
When the dust settles.
It could have been like a challenge using dust. I don't know, earth,
Oh yeah, but when the
right?
dust settles after some sort of because you use like when the dust settles after some sort of shakeup. Like that
Mm,
figure of speech is like, all right, after,
okay.
like what when the dust settles, this is where we land. So I can see
Excuse me.
why somebody would have thought of a tribe swap
Hmm.
in that instance. But I'm pretty sure they had everybody being like, oh yeah, this is the challenge. It's an immunity challenge. Oh, it could be a journey or whatever. They just happened to, or because it was an
Yeah,
actual swap, they were just like, okay, let's take this one soundbite and, you know,
and that's another point towards what you were saying, where they are showing the obvious, right?
mm.
I mean, they could have edited out that soundbite from Emily,
Yeah,
right?
that female could have been a secret scene,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Because
but then
like
again, they
in
wanted
the
to
past,
telegraph it. They're telegraphing this whole season. It's a Hubicki win,
yeah, or they're
right?
protecting Emily. They say like Emily is smart. We have to.
Even though she did like make a huge mistake.
Good Lord, I was like, why? Why are you doing this? Loose lips sink ships.
Uh-huh. And to think that she had gotten so far already, I mean, in terms of how she was unliked at the start of her season, and then she found people that trust her and she thinks she can trust, and she breaks
And
that
she's like,
trust.
so that she can quote unquote play her game. Like, oh
Hmm.
no. Well, I don't know. You do you apparently. And this is, listening to some of the podcasts when they play Blood
Mm.
on the Clock Tower. That's sort of Emily's style as well. Like she
Mm.
just tends to tell everybody everything. Okay, all right.
So
That's
she can't process it on her own. But yeah.
yeah, accidental agent of chaos there.
Uh-huh.
Although like I can't remember who it was, but there was another one of the podcasters mentioned that or no, it might have been uh it was on Why Blank Lost. And I think the
Mm.
guest was Heidi from um I can't remember which of the 40s, but the guest was Heidi, and
Mm-hmm.
she said that like Emily unintentionally put herself in a great spot there by positioning herself as the swing vote.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. That's right. Because she was between the what were they? What season were they in? Yeah, Mike.
The David versus Goliath.
Yeah, David versus Goliath trio and the others.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that was what's it? She really did put
Hmm.
herself in a great spot there.
Because truth be told, in the current group that she's with, she's number 4,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So maybe if Q had kept his vote, or if Q had his vote, and because Ozzy would know that Q doesn't have a vote,
Yeah.
right? So they could have schemed. They could actually have schemed with Emily,
Yeah. Well,
right?
speaking of Q, that
Mm.
was really that was quite the full circle moment, eh? Because like I see what it's in his original season, he was like, "Oh yeah, vote me out because I
Hmm.
screwed up the whatever." Like, right, finally, he was able to get voted out
Uh-huh.
after saying that he wanted to get voted out.
Yeah. So yeah, that's I was also thinking that like okay, finally that happened to him. Yeah. Q.
Although that was like some
It's
weird
still
4D chess move, right? Or
yeah.
an attempt,
I
an
still do not.
attempt,
I still don't get the reason behind it.
because he
I
wanted to take what's it? He wanted to take. I mean, he
He
wanted to
wanted
take
to take votes away
votes
from
off.
Stephanie, right?
Yeah, because everybody was telling him that they were going to vote for
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie, and so they were like, and so he was like, try to pull some votes away from Stephanie, and Stephanie and
Ozzy and supposedly Emily,
Ozzy and Emily vote for Angelina.
Angelina. It would have been a 3-3
Yeah.
vote, right? That would have been it. And then Q Angelina, and then they okay, yeah, yeah, I can
I
I
mean,
can see how that happens. Yeah,
he was trying to do a 4D chess move there, but
we probably didn't get the scenes, but there he must have tried to float that idea by Ozzy and Stephanie, right?
mm,
Probably did.
yeah, yeah. He was. It really felt like he was trying to like force some kind of vote split or something.
Yeah.
But then like or not force some kind of vote split, force a tie and a revote.
Hmm.
But somebody online also mentioned that the way that the revotes work when people don't have their votes kind of changed in the new era, but like at this point it's all moot because they all just voted for because they all just voted Q out. So all right.
Yeah.
Oops.
But hypothetically, though, what did how would it have happened? So you'd have, but the thing is, because Q and Angelina would not. What would happen? What used to happen in a tie vote? You Q and Angelina would not vote, but then again, okay, that's probably why they said that it changed after in the new era because Q and Angelina would not vote, right? That's one thing that happens if Q
Yeah.
had his vote.
Yeah. But then because Q doesn't have a vote,
Uh huh. So there's
Angelina gets to vote,
oh okay. Hmm.
right? Because the thinking was the two votes would have canceled each other out, but in the situation where somebody doesn't have a vote, then there is no canceling out of votes.
Mm-hmm.
So the person that has the vote in that case gets to vote. I think that's how the new era like works. That's how the
Mm.
revote works.
We haven't seen
Now
it
that
happen though yet,
people
right?
lose their votes, I no, it
Have we?
happened in a couple of it happened a couple of seasons ago.
Mm.
Yeah, where Jeff like explained it, like in the idea behind like the two that got their names written don't get to vote. Like the reason that happens is we because we assume that they cancel those votes cancel each other out. But then
Mm-hmm.
if one of them has no vote, then there is no opposing vote to cancel out or something like that. So I don't know, but again, right? Moot and academic
Moot and academic, yeah. We
yeah,
all voted Q out
because
anyway.
they all voted Q out anyway.
Yeah.
You know, we once had this teacher that said that the word academic and moot and academic is moot and academic
Mm.
because when you say something is moot,
Moot. It means that yeah, it's academic.
it's when you say something is moot, you're basically saying it's moot and academic. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. I can get that. Yeah.
anyway, there we
It's
go.
for effect, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's for lawyers to justify a higher word count because some of them charge per page.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
So we've got
so
Q. So Vatu is left with Emily, Hubicki, Angelina, Stephanie, Oscar, and Mike.
Oscar, yeah.
Yeah.
Oscar Mike, they're on mission.
Hmm.
Um, well, what's it? And Mike White is so connected, like,
Hmm.
like he knows Ozzy.
Who happened to
What,
be like the manager of a restaurant he frequented in LA.
like how small is LA?
It's not small, right? It's huge, right?
Yes, it's pretty
I've never
big,
been. Yeah.
right? I mean, how big is LA? And like, or does Survivor just really like to cast from LA?
Hmm.
That's been one of, well, that's been a what do you call it? A criticism of Survivor especially in the new era where they talk about like diversity. But they're casting people from like California and the Northeast like all the time.
But do they even? Oh yeah, because they send in their audition tapes, right, or your auditions online. So it wouldn't necessarily mean that they have casting calls in a specific city.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
like most of the time they send in their audition tapes.
Mm.
But, like for the longest time they didn't have somebody from Hawaii until
Hmm.
Cody
Yeah.
Assenberger or whatever. Um yeah, that guy,
Yeah.
right, for the longest time. So, anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Mike White is so connected.
I will not be surprised if he's had run-ins with some of the other castaways, right?
Yeah. In the same way that in the same way that Rizzo actually met uh Suri.
Siri when
That
he
was
was
such a
younger.
funny confessional. Okay. Riz God? Okay.
But at least we know that he calls himself his god in camp now because, I mean, Siri picked up
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah. Oh man, Rizzo, that guy though, that was such a misread
Mm.
on with
Uh,
Charlie.
with Charlie. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, why Rizzo? Why? I was like, why Emily? Why? And then Rizzo does this. I'm like, why
What?
Rizzo?
He just opened up trauma from Charlie, right?
Yeah, like I can kind of understand like I'm pretty sure that he and Savannah like pre-gamed a little bit saying like, all right, when we're out there, we won't let them know that we were close, etc.
Mhm.
You know. And I guess he was trying to keep his word there, but she was voted out already. It doesn't matter at that point. So why Rizzo? Why? You now created an enemy in Charlie.
Yeah, and
Mm,
yeah, because if Savannah had been there, she could have like blown up his game. But wait a minute, I'm trying to see. Did Rizzo actually vote for Savannah? Wait, let
think
me
so.
see. Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure he did because they were like number ones,
Mm. But why did she say that her number one was Sophie V? That's the
right?
why.
Right?
That's the why. She
Yeah,
could have
because
just gone and said, yeah. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Rizzo.
yeah, right. He could have just said that my number one was voted out early in the game, or
Mm.
like yeah,
Or to like really get brownie points with Charlie, say that his number one was Savannah and he voted for Savannah. Own up to it, right?
yeah. But then at the same time, he can't quite say that because if the idea was that he and Savannah were supposed to put it out there that they weren't very close,
Hmm.
then like
Oh, because he might have been
mm,
asked, "Oh, what do you know about Savannah?" In previous episodes, in previous
yeah,
days.
right. And so to say that, and then well, I don't know. He could have just said like, no, my number one was this girl named Sage, right? She
Mm.
kept her blackheads in a little bottle, but then she was like, oh no, she was also in the she was also runner up, huh? Like she
Yeah,
was also in final three.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Um.
the point is because Charlie, the reason for Charlie's reaction was because Rizzo didn't vote for his number one. The number one that he said was his
Yeah.
number one
And then
at Final Tribal, which is
and then
what
he
Charlie went through.
and he brought it up again.
Yeah.
Diba? A fan question. Do you think you should like
Yeah, you bring up those old the old trauma, and then immediately after that, all right, the night before that, you had actually told him that you didn't vote for your number one. Ah.
yeah, so I don't know. Is this one of those? Well, this is one of those hanging threads, right? Where like
Mm-hmm.
Charlie looks straight at the camera and says, like he's not gonna make it to whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know, he just created an enemy. So now we have like so now we have the stage set for those two in the same way that we have kind of the stage set for Genevieve and Aubrey showdown.
Mm-hmm. Genevieve and Aubrey, who are still in the same tribe.
Yeah, they're still in the same tribe. Ah.
Oh,
Genevieve doing the.
yeah,
Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
another thread that we've got is Dee and Suri, right?
Yes.
Because Dee, that confessional about her friend telling her, if you're ever in a tribe with Suri, vote her out.
But when I was watching that, the thing that stood out to me
Hmm.
was this is Jonathan 2.0
Yeah, me too.
because he was the one that said like I like her and that might
Hmm.
be a problem. Like
Uh-huh, uh-huh,
whoa,
uh-huh.
go Jonathan, a little bit
Yeah,
more
let's go.
strategy.
So yeah, that is pretty much us seeing that Jonathan Young has evolved. He is maturing. He's not so young anymore.
Yeah. Gosh. What,
Oh, this is a question that I've got. So you've always been mentioning this, and whenever we have tribe swaps, right now as the tribes are who got swap screwed for every new tribe.
hmm.
So on Vatu, you've got Emily, Hubicki, Angelina, Stephanie, Oscar, and Mike.
All right. So on, and we could say that Q was swap
Oh
street
yeah,
because
yeah.
we mentioned last that's what we that's kind of what we mentioned like last week.
Mm.
Uh, and it just kind of played out in that way. Um, hmm. Yeah, so I suppose we can say that Q was swap screwed. I can tell you who was swap not screwed. Camilla.
Mm.
She's
Hmm.
like, oh god, I'm going to No Flint. And then she's like, oh my god, Christian Hubicki's fire.
Good thing. And then who was it who claimed it was Siri who claimed that
Yeah,
it was
Suri.
her eyeglasses that was used to make the fire. It was like, really now? Wasn't it Devon's and Devon's and
And
Yubiki's glasses?
Hubicki. I don't. I do remember. I do remember there being two pairs of glasses
Yeah,
that
right.
were used. Not to. I can't remember if it was Devon's or Suri. But I don't think anybody was really swap screwed. It doesn't
In the
seem
new
like.
Scylla.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
the
or
closest, the closest we have to anybody getting swap screwed on like Kahlo is Genevieve, but then she seems to be
mhm.
making inroads with everybody.
Yeah.
Although she shouldn't have talked to Tiffany.
Mm.
But then, well, she was doing the thing that got who was one of your winner
Oh
picks
yeah, yeah, yeah.
back in the
Once
day.
again, yeah, yeah. You're my number one.
You're my number one.
Yeah.
Um, not not to that extent, but like yeah. If anything, I think she was the one that would have been the most swap screwed, but
Hmm.
she seems to be making inroads with everybody.
She's
Genevieve
making the right.
2.0.
Yeah, she's making the right connections. Well,
Yeah.
except for the Tiffany thing. Right.
Yeah. So,
I was actually anticipating that after that, after Coach gave the feedback to Chrissy, because right, Chrissy pulled Genevieve and Aubrey aside and poured her heart out to them. I was
mm.
anticipating that they would come up with an alliance, the disliked women alliance.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the only thing that the women disliked more was each other.
Is each other.
Oh my God. But yeah, see, I don't know.
On
What's it?
Scylla, I mean, the closest one would be Rizzo for me. I mean, he's the only one who does not have a tribe mate on the an original tribe mate on the New Scylla tribe,
Yeah, but then
right?
he was kind of screwed to begin with, even on his original tribe,
Oh, yeah,
right?
true, true.
Like he was probably on the bottom of
Mhm.
that tribe as well.
Yeah,
If like you know, if everything just kind of continued, he probably would have been one of the first two out
true.
if there was no like swap. But yeah, I can kind of see that. He makes an
Yeah.
enemy of Charlie, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I suppose in the Scylla tribe, the next um what do you call it? The next like choice that production is going to show us is like Rizzo and Suri.
Mm.
And if
Yeah.
there's one thing that we know about Suri is it's that if ever we think it's Suri, it's the other
It's
person.
yeah. And then Charlie might just actually do the Charlie thing and ally himself with an older lady, right?
Oh yeah, perfect. Whew.
Now he allies himself with Siri.
I can totally see that now. All right, so let's clock that in as one of our predictions then.
Mm-hmm. There's going to be a Charlie
Yeah.
Siri alliance. And since Suri has that existing alliance with Devon, so that's three of them, right?
Yeah. Well, you know what I like about this season?
Mm.
Um, the old school players are sticking around.
Yeah, yeah. They've yeah. You have to appreciate the fact that they sort of, for the most part, a lot of them or most of them have realized what they did wrong in their seasons and all of their previous seasons and have tried to adapt to the new era,
Hmm. And
right?
like it was in Winners at War where it was just basically like all of the old school players just getting knocked out one by one.
Hmm. Yeah.
So much so that Boston Rob was like, "Look at this beach. Everybody here is an old school player," or whatever it was he said, right?
Yeah.
So,
So it's nice. It's nice to
mm,
see like the your Colbys, your coaches. Coach is still in the game.
yeah. I can't wait to see the Honor and Integrity Core Values Alliance implode.
Because Joe realizes that Coach is not a man of his word.
Oh man,
It's
that's
so
so
it's so
funny.
ironic. No, not ironic. It is nice to see that the three of them actually came started out in different tribes and now they converge on Kalo.
Yeah, gosh, Honor and Integrity. Mm.
One of his four pillars. I wonder what the other two are. Deceive and backstab.
Honor, integrity, deceit, and backstabbing. Yes.
Yeah, yes. Those are the four pillars of Coach Benjamin Wade. All right.
Yeah.
My
What
gosh.
else do we have? Oh,
Oh, yeah.
go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I saw this on All Winner Survivor and on Instagram.
Uh-huh.
They quoted Penner.
Hmm.
Uh, he said that his quote. This is I'm paraphrasing. Penner said that the episode so far feels like pre-show alliance and relationships are still in play. I would watch Survivor pre-game. So
Yes. I kind of,
pre-gaming
yeah.
apparently is like a huge thing.
I,
I mean,
I,
we
I
saw that
agree.
in 49, right?
That was because in 49,
Or
it
or
wasn't
at least a
really,
controversy. Yeah.
yeah, but then like in a returning season,
Mm.
the pre-gaming is not limited to Ponderosa. In fact, like in Ponderosa, it can be, you know, you don't have to necessarily be as talkative as they were in 49 in order for there to be a pre-game thing going
Mm.
on. Or if you remember the Poker Alliance
Yeah.
from All
Winners at War.
Stars.
Oh, was it All Stars? No, Winners at War.
Was it Winners of War?
that was when it came up, right? Tyson, Rob, or
Oh,
I don't know, one of those returning seasons.
yeah, right. There was the Poker Alliance
Hmm.
in whatever season that was. Um, so like with the Survivor alumni community being pretty tight knit,
Hmm.
you do have a lot of pre-game alliances kind of coming into play. Like Emily and Hubicki,
Mm.
right? Like we know that they're kind of close because they
Uh-huh.
have their Blood on the Clock Tower group,
Hmm.
you know? Um, so like I'm pretty sure that there was kind of an understanding already that they were going to ally with each other on the beach, as much as production tried to play it off as they hit it off immediately. And Emily is like, "Oh wow, people actually want to play with me." Like, no, they knew each other quite well. I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure that like between Mike White, Christian Hibicki, and
Angelina.
Angelina Keeley is her last name.
Uh, she got
Um,
married, I think, already. But anyway.
anyway, what's it like? I'm pretty sure that there was an understanding there that like they would be, you know, even if it was just one of those like, oh, if ever we're on Survivor again, we'll totally team up, right? You know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, so, yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a lot of pre-gaming that went on outside of like Ponderosa, even
Mm.
before that. So, like, really, if you want to watch Survivor pre-game, just watch the podcasts and
Yeah. Watch.
you watch the Rob has a podcast like live shows and
Hmm.
um you you uh you go on chat DCC and like you see them like talk to each other.
Hmm.
Like that's watching Survivor pregame or at least getting like a taste of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh. Now the question is, should CBS televise a 2 week quarantine period? I mean, I guess
No.
that that's when they shoot like the pre show, right? Their
Uh,
pre show confessionals, all of that. That's
yeah.
done in Ponderosa. Yeah,
Yeah. But then they also do have like that, you know, that week where everybody's quiet. Then they have like a
supposedly.
press day.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think like the press day is like a separate day that's
Oh.
part of that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Mhm.
But that's always kind of how I understood it to be. Um,
I
with
mean,
that being
in my head,
said,
it's like they're in their tents or wherever it is that they're confined, and then one by one they'd be, okay, Christian, come on, we're gonna
okay,
give you, yeah, we're gonna bring you over to. I mean,
yeah.
they're not like as a group, and then they get called,
I don't
or
know.
at the very least, that's how it should be, right?
Yeah, but
To minimize conversations with each other.
yeah. With that being said, if I wanted to watch Big Brother, I'd watch Big Brother.
Ah, that's true.
Diba?
That's true.
Or if I wanted to watch The Traitors, I'd watch The Traitors. You know.
That's true. Yeah.
Or what's her name is doing maybe producing, I don't know, a reality show that's all social strategy.
Ooh.
Um Parv, I think, might be like working on a show that whose format is all strategy. So I'm curious to see how that turns out.
Okay, that's interesting. We'll have to keep our eyes peeled for that.
Yeah. So anyway, talking about what was it? Something that I have here on my notes is that
Mm.
um Chrissy 2.0,
Mm-hmm.
like one of the hanging threads that was kind of addressed today was when Coach talked to Chrissy, and her confessional after that was not resignation, but a realization that she does have to change up her game, or that she should change up her game.
Mm.
Kind of given where the chips had fallen. So what I have here is it looks like she's going to actually be Chrissy 2.0 and not
Oh,
just
yeah.
say it in confessionals.
Because
You
yeah,
know.
it's kind of required now. I mean, she has to, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll see
And
if it
I don't know.
works. I will see if it works. I mean, I kind
Yeah,
of
and I
feel
think she
bad
has a
for her.
pretty deep run. I think she's
Yeah.
gonna have a pretty deep run actually, because of the tribe that she ended up in, right?
Mm. So she's got because coach will want to keep her around because he wants someone to coach.
Yeah.
And since coach is connected to Joe and Colby, right?
Yeah, and I can
And
see
then
them
on the
getting
other
along
side,
there.
she's got Aubrey, and well, at the very least, based on that one scene in Genevieve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the ones that are gonna be left out are Tiffany and Aubrey, but
Mm-hmm.
we've seen crazier things happen, right? We saw how Savannah won 49 from
Mm-hmm.
basically a losing position.
Mm-hmm. Who
Because if the Honor
knows?
and Integrity Core Values Alliance kind of implodes in Kalo, then that presents itself as a really good opening for Tiffany to kind of.
Mm.
It looks like
Rising from the ashes.
yeah, she did allude to that in this episode, right? She
Which,
did mention that when Genevieve was talking about Aubrey, Tiffany said like that's a crack right there.
mm, yeah. So at the very least, she knows she's aware enough to see that there is a solid group that she needs to get through,
Mm,
right? And we
yeah,
always love castaways with self awareness
yeah,
of their place in the game, right?
yeah. That's why I love Hibiki.
Yeah. I mean,
Like
yeah,
he,
because it gives them agency to do something. If you're unaware of your place in the game, you either coast along or right or you think that you're doing something but you're just doing it at the behest of someone else.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Hibiki,
Mm.
just something that I really want to give him props for. Professor Hibiki, I know you're listening. Um, that was such a pro teacher move, the way he dealt with Emily,
Mm.
right? Because
Yeah.
a student comes up and says like I've been, like basically comes clean
Mm-hmm.
about, breaking some sort of rule in school or whatever. Like the good teacher should not scold the kid at that point,
Mm.
right? The good teacher should find a way to turn that into a teachable moment.
Yeah.
Should try to find a way to sort of leverage that so that it works out for everybody involved. So, try to find a way to get some sort of reparation if the kid um, you know, broke something, took something from somebody else or whatever, and turn it into something that can be positive. And he did exactly that.
Yeah.
Like Professor Hubicki, you are the teacher that I was sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we were both you were in the academe, I am in the academe, and we and that's one of the things. And I think that's also part of our training where we graduated uni from,
Yeah,
right? That you don't immediately you don't yeah, you look for those teachable moments basically,
yeah.
right? I
So
mean, the fault is acknowledged. He did do that. He had a reaction, right? He
yeah,
reacted to show Emily that what she did was there was a fault that occurred, but not to. drill on the point that the fault happened. Right.
Yeah, and it was like, how can we move forward from
Mm-hmm.
here?
Yeah.
You know, like we don't dwell on the problems. Let's find a solution. You know,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a great like one of those like Professor Hubicki, your kids are watching this, right? I mean, like, they're watching Survivor, and eventually, maybe like 15 years from now, hello Hubicki's kids.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we're glad that you're watching the Council of Titos, or listening to us on Spotify
Mm-hmm.
or wherever you get your podcasts. Um, his 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 reacting to Emily in that way is something that ought to be emulated in life. you know so like Hibicki's kids, you're watching your dad do just good life stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and now that I'm thinking about it, this is actually the second time that Emily had to be quote unquote saved
Mm.
because of her situation. In her original season, she was being what was the name of Caleb? Oh no,
Caleb,
what
Caleb,
Caleb,
yeah.
right? Took her under his wing, taught her how to how to do the social aspect of Survivor, right? And this
Yeah.
time, Hibiki is like sort of doing that same thing, right? I mean, but yeah,
The
and
strategic
then
aspect of
yeah,
Survivor.
and then you juxtapose it. I'm going to use your phrase. We juxtapose it with how Coach dealt with Chrissy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So we're
yeah.
gonna see something
Two.
like that, right?
Yeah. I was thinking that on Emily's third time playing, she's going to like pair up with somebody that's a challenge beast. That way
Jonathan
she
Young and Emily suddenly pair up.
Emily flipping, right? So she's going to have like a great social game, a great strategic game.
Mhm.
Like all that's left is the physical game.
Yeah.
Let's go Jonathan Young in like once they hit the merge.
Yeah. Or yeah, you said like when she plays the third time, so she gets Q from Mike White's abs, and then she works out, and comes back buff, right?
Yeah, is she comes back and is mentored by Mike White. What, as like a screenwriter? No, as a
No.
challenge beast.
Yeah.
Uh, just say for like the third episode running, I was smiling the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, it
Basically.
has been such a good season. Good call, good call for us to actually cover it, cover each episode,
Yeah.
and not wait for the first three episodes to finish. Right?
Yeah. I think that's pretty much all. That's pretty
Yeah.
much all I got in terms of my sort of
Your
notes and questions and whatnot.
yeah, and your thoughts. That's why I think it's about time that we listen to our chief historian and the guy with the thoughts. We bring you Martin's thoughts.
So, episode 3, we had the elimination of Q. And Q, my guy, why did you have to do that? Why did you have to suggest yourself when your name was already there in the chopping block? You just didn't know it. That's like the weirdest form of self-sacrifice there is. And I don't know. I really can't wrap around what kind of play he wanted to do in this one. Maybe he wanted to divert the votes. Good job, but the votes were already casted for you, Q. So Mike and all of his six-pack abs already decided your fate. And of course the other guys in Vatu. Speaking of Vatu, is it just me? I hope it's not just me, but for the past 3 episodes, I don't think it's Suri, even though she like fumbled in one challenge. I don't think it's Ozzy or Oscar. Maybe the problem is Christian Hibicki in challenges? Like, have they thought about that? Maybe take him out, or I don't know. Maybe there's something there I don't see. If they just really want to get strong in challenges and win, right? So far, he's the one fumbling all three freaking episodes I've seen so far in episode 50. Like, I love his quotes, I love his confessionals, but from a challenge standpoint, dude, he's been Greg Odening every damn thing. I mean, my guy, I love you, but you are fumbling for the past three episodes in most of the challenges. Or maybe I'm just going too hard on Christian. But that's what I'm seeing after this episode. Like, there might be something else. Maybe Danhausen cursed you guys or something, right? You are cursed! Haha! But one that was not cursed, but I feel bad for, is Chrissy. And like, wow, way to like just say it out loud to her, coach. Like, oh, I think you're very talkative, blah blah blah. Like, you didn't have to say that. You didn't have to hurt her feelings this early on in the game, man. But okay, coach, you're being honest. You're being honorable, I guess. So good for you, and good for you. You have like-minded individuals now in the new Kalo tribe with Coach Ben Wade, Benjamin, Colby, and of course Joe. Man, this is gonna be a very interesting trio going into the whole season. And finally, the next episode title is "Knife to the Heart." Maybe this episode title will be said by Rizzo. And my God, if I have enough voice right now in this episode, I would love to talk about the Riz God and his new tribe mate, Charlie. Thanks a lot, guys. This is Martin's thoughts. See ya.
Huh. Hubicki as the weak link in the challenge, huh?
Mm-hmm.
In challenges, huh?
Yeah. What? How do we react to that?
I choose not to listen.
We are all individuals with our own thoughts. We give Martin an opportunity to give his thoughts. Yeah, he says that the professor might be a problem. Yeah, I even posed a question earlier that it might be this early focus on him might be his death sentence, but we don't always all have to agree, right?
Yeah, yeah. No, because what was it? The first challenge, I believe it was, where he did the puzzle
Yeah, the
or
puzzle.
whatever it was. Like, it might be a staffing issue, right? It
Hmm.
might be like an HR issue where they're not putting the right people in the right place.
Hmm.
You know?
So you think he shouldn't have been the call out for this episode, for this challenge, this episode's challenge?
Yeah. I mean, like as great of a communicator as he is, um, Professor Hubicki is very verbose.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
he's quite verbose. He's very precise because of that verbosity. But when it comes to calling out, you need to have a bit more of a balance between like precision and sort of direction,
Mm-hmm.
or and like not direction,
Yeah.
speed,
Uh, speed. Yeah.
right? Because if you give Christian enough time, he will tell you exactly where to go and exactly what to do. And, you will not make a single wrong step. But,
Mm.
if it were a challenge all about getting it right to the exact line, he would have been the perfect caller.
Mm.
But because we also kind of need speed.
Yeah. He needed to be brief in his instructions, but yeah, you're right. He's verbose.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
it might have been a staffing issue. Like, perhaps, yeah, that's that was my thought. Like, with Suri, right? They say that Suri is a problem with the challenge. No, she's just in the wrong part of
Mm.
she
Probably
just isn't.
don't have her
Yeah.
throw things. Just
Yeah.
have her like be one of those who cross.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. I'm pretty sure that she'd be pretty damn good at crossing a bridge.
Yeah. By now, I mean, she had a
Right?
problem with it in one of her previous seasons. That
Yeah,
was one of her like breakthrough moments, right? Where she couldn't cross the bridge. Took
yeah.
some time. Yeah, I'm sure that she has that down right. Yeah. And well, Martin started us off. Whose line is it actually? He
All
did
right.
say that the next episode, "Knife to the Heart," is gonna be a Rizzo line.
I'm gonna commit to the bit, man. That that line is coming from Professor Hubicki.
hmm hmm
Hmm.
Yeah. Now here's the question: is it him who's going to plunge the knife to the heart of someone, or is it him who will feel the knife on his heart?
He is going to be the plungee.
Plungee. Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna be the
So
plungee.
one of the one of the David versus Goliath people might turn on him, or
Well,
maybe
actually, no.
Emily.
He's going to be the plunger because he's in his Boston Rob era.
Mm, mm. So he's gonna
Like,
say like, it's gonna be a knife to the heart, and I'm gonna look into their eyes as I'm plunging
yeah, something like that. Something like, because he's in his Boston Rob era. He's taking control of the tribe.
it.
He's being a bit of a mob boss, if you will.
Yeah, yeah. Someone crosses the mob, the the capo comes in. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I do also still have it because it sounds like a Hubicki line. That's what I'm
Yeah.
going for.
Yeah,
Even the
even if he gets booted out, which he won't, even if he gets voted out, like I'm still going to say that it's the Hubicki
it's a
line.
Hubicki line, yeah.
Like it's gonna be like a flashback to David versus Goliath or something, or they're
Or they're
gonna do
gonna
like a
cut to
hard cut.
Ponderosa.
Yeah, they do a hard cut to Ponderosa as a sort of cutaway gag, a la Family Guy.
Mhm.
You know?
You see in this sequence. Or he becomes like a commentator. Like you've got
Yeah.
a host, you've got Jeff as the host, as the master of ceremonies, and you've got him as a commentator, as a voiceover.
Yeah, exactly. Or
Right?
they bring him in during the challenges so he can like be the color commentary
Yeah,
while Jeff is the play-by-play.
yeah,
You
that's right.
know?
That'd be fun. That'd be Survivor evolving.
Yeah.
And if they're gonna lean into it being a game, I mean, why not? Right? So
Uh,
yeah. Okay, now let's go to what it could have been. The
yeah.
title was "Did you vote for a swap?" What
Yeah.
could the title have been?
No rest for the weary. I gotta commit to the bit. That was a Hibiki line.
Ah,
No
mhm,
rest for the weary.
mhm, mhm.
Um, but the other two that I have here are series Lord Help Me or Joe's What's Crackin'.
All right, all right, I can see that. Mine, I only have one, and it is from the now infamous sequence of the episode. Can I get a little bit of this? Right. So yeah.
All right, hanging threads, hanging threads, hanging
Mm-hmm.
threads. We still have the fake idol out there.
Mm-hmm.
We
Or the
still
fake
have
idol parchment.
yeah, the fake idol parchment. We still have one boomerang idol
Mm-hmm.
that has yet to be found. We still have the Genevieve and Aubrey standoff. And added in this episode, we have the Rizzo and Charlie dynamic. We have what Suri is going to do with her extra vote.
Mm-hmm.
The hanging thread, and
Yeah.
we have the D and Suri potential face off
Mm-hmm.
eventually.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. We'll track whether any of these get paid off later in the season. We've got 10 episodes to go.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm probably gonna have like a really long list.
The list that we keep on adding to the list.
Yeah, we keep on adding to the list.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Which one are you most anticipating getting that gets resolved?
Um, what do you call the Rizzo and Charlie?
Oh.
The Rizzo and Charlie face off because that looks like it's you know, that looks like it's gonna be kind of funny.
Two the stick thin guys going up against each other.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
because like,
yeah. I got reminded of when Rizzo revealed the Billie Eilish boomerang idol to Charlie, and he had
mm,
this face, and then some memes started coming out. You know, right then and there, that Charlie was thinking, why not Taylor Swift idol?
in my bold prediction for next week's episode,
Mm,
we get to see a shot of of Charlie punching Jonathan in the face, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right? Like next time on Survivor, he's like smacking Jonathan in the face. He's, you know, in his in it's gonna cut to confession, like that's what I wish I did to Rizzo, you know, like
You know what? I have a feel. I don't was that was I mean, the sound was edited in, right? I don't.
for
He,
sure.
he didn't like do the wrestling slapping the chest. I don't think that it would
Yeah,
have made that much sound if he slapped his own chest.
yeah, yeah, for sure that was
Right?
edited in.
Who would
Yeah,
have? Who could have? Was Jonathan Young a wrestler at one point in his life? Looks like it, right?
yeah, could have been. He's just a surfer dude that works out a lot.
Yeah. But then again, I
That's
mean, why would
yeah.
they be? How would that have transpired? Them talking, doing like stage combat, right?
Hmm. Yeah. Oh. um his Billie Eilish boomerang idol comes in and Devins is like, "Hey guys, I have this idea. We'll hide it in tribal council. You have to be the distraction." And Charlie and Jonathan are like, "All right, let's practice being a distraction."
And then Devins is just like, yeah, I just wanted to see them make fools of themselves.
uh,
Because Devins is showing. I mean, he is becoming like a sort of agent. Well, he wasn't really doing anything in this episode, but yeah, he's like the agent of chaos more than Hubicki, right?
yeah. 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 And you know, unlike unlike say like Emily, who was a bit of an agent of chaos but accidentally.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Devins is he's kind of like the Joker, right?
Yeah.
In the Dark Knight, where like you know is hiding a is hiding a parchment in tribal council like a good idea? Is it strategically valuable? Like, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. He just wants to see the world burn.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. You're doing stuff that's never been done just because it's never been done, and we'll see what happens. And we'll wing it when we get there. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah. I'm pretty sure there's method behind the madness, but the madness is the method.
Okay, okay. The madness is the method in the madness.
Yeah, that's how I think like
Hmm.
he's playing.
Yeah,
There is method behind the madness, and like madness is the method.
yeah. That's interesting. We'll see. We'll see how it all pans out. Whatever happens with all of the things that he's starting to do. Okay, let's move over to survivors of the week. Who's your
Mm,
castaway of the week?
Mike White.
Ooh, why so?
Because everything just worked for him this week.
Mm. Hmm. He got
You
into
know,
that.
I gotta make Q feel secure. You know, say that we're not gonna vote for him. Vote for me. Okay. You know, like he ends up being the only like former Kalo, but then everybody else in the tribe, it just happens to be like his buddy.
Hmm.
You know,
Either his
or
buddy or such fans of White Lotus that they want to be on the show.
yeah. But then like you know, as Angelina and Hubicki have both had
Hmm.
cameos already, and
But I mean, yeah,
uh,
that's why they're buddies, right? They're
yeah,
like
and then you know
David and
he
Goliath
knows
buddies.
Ozzy.
Hmm.
That's already that was already a majority in the tribe.
Hmm. And then Emily's still sticking with Hubicki for the most part. Yeah. So they
Yeah,
actually have Stephanie's really screwed
yeah.
on that tribe. Yeah, for me it is still the professor.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, the professor is still on top. He is still castaway of the week. The focus has been largely on him, so much
Yeah.
so that I think that his tribe mates become elevated because they are around him. All right, the focus on them is elevated because they're around him,
Yeah.
but the show is really focusing on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Let's go to goat of the week. Who's your goat of the week this week?
oh, this one is a little bit tougher.
Mm.
Probably like Rizzo.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good choice.
probably Rizzo because he got like a really bad edit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you know, the production is kind of clowning on him this episode,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
showing Suri and then showing Charlie, both very well respected in the Survivor community, taking little pot shots at him. So, on the meta level, I guess it's gonna have to be like it's gonna have to be Rizzo.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. And to think that we were just one episode or two episodes removed from him being mentored by the great Captain America, Colby
Not in a fat
Donaldson.
suit this time.
Not in a fat suit this time, right? In
Yeah,
an old suit. He's Captain America at the end of Endgame.
exactly. And and Rizzo is Falcon.
Yeah.
Okay, so sure. I guess that
Yeah.
works.
For me, it's Chrissy. Unfortunately,
Mm,
because the quote unquote reality of how she was seen in her previous tribe
yeah,
was thrown in her face
yeah.
by probably one of the least effective coaches on the island, who just so happens to call himself coach.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's like what you said. It's a turning point. It's a potential turning point for Chrissy's game,
Yeah,
where
this
she's forced
is
to change her game, and it might just propel her to the top.
yeah, this is the beginning of Chrissy 2.0.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Then we've got purple of the week. What do you have for purple of the week?
Angelina asking Q about a Q skirt.
uh, yeah. Originally, I did have like uh Q mentioning the Q skirt or yeah, anything like that. But they did mention it. It was mentioned. I mean, it was like, oh, there goes Q with the Q skirt. But yeah, you're right. Angelina didn't ask for it.
Yeah, like when
Uh,
he's on his way out, can I have a Q skirt? You know, like something like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, we don't know. It probably was edited out, just like her negotiating. They're probably playing down
Yeah.
her highlights, right?
Oh no, does she quit? Is she quit? Is she gonna quit?
Oh no. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. For me, it's like I've got two. The jokey one is Jeff's rapping skills. Can I get a little bit of this? The less jokey one, though, and I sort of alluded to it, is we did not get a lot of, yeah, we did not get a lot of Rick Devon's shenanigans this episode.
That's true. That's true. We didn't get very much Rick
Yeah,
this episode.
the closest thing to shenanigans from him and Hubicki was the hard time they were having trying to get Emily the news that Aubrey has an idol.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Yeah,
even then, that was like Hubicki's.
yeah,
That was Hubicki's like scene to chew.
yeah, yeah.
Mm, Yeah.
Okay, I guess that's it for this episode.
Yeah.
And
We finally got to hear from Tiffany.
yeah, we finally did, and she finally got something. She has a point of view now,
Yeah.
right? We know her direction, right?
Yeah.
Because before it was just okay, she is aligning herself with D, nothing really there. This time she's because she likes Aubrey, she's now against Genevieve.
We
Yeah.
finally get to see
Mhm.
Tiffany.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens in the next few episodes. And of course, we're going to catch that here on Council of Titos. We hope that you stay with us as we continue covering Survivor Season 50 in the hands of the fans. Not these fans, but the American fans and the Canadian fans, I guess. Uh, but please do.
In the hands of Jeff and his celebrity friends. We have a
Playing
dude that
out of the island.
I have no idea who the dude that they're bringing in next week is. So whatever, we'll see.
Me neither. I don't know who that is. But apparently Joe does.
Mm.
Yeah, but we'll be here to cover that. We'll do a little bit of research to figure out who it is. Anyway, please do hit the like and subscribe button if you want to hear more from us in the coming weeks. Or yeah, you can always catch us wherever you get your podcasts. Especially if you don't want to have to keep on looking at our mugs when you're listening to two Titos talking about Survivor. Anyway, once again, this has been Joel.
And no, we did not vote for a rap.
We hope that you stay safe, everyone. The Titos have spoken.